Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Aziz Ansari!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so nice of you guys. Thank you. I recently moved to Los Angeles, and a big issue here and everywhere in the country right now is gay rights. And I was walking down the street once, and this guy came up to me with a clipboard. He goes, "Hey, man, do you have a moment for gay rights?" And I went, "Sorry, man, I'm in a little bit of a rush." And then that dude watched me walk into a Jamba Juice. And he was a little upset. He was like, "Really, man? You're in a rush to get the Jamba Juice? I'm out here trying to make a difference." And I was like, "Well, actually, man, there's a guy that works in that Jamba Juice that said some really hateful stuff about a close gay friend of mine. And I'm going in there to stab him." And then I pulled out 2 knives and I tossed him one. I was like, "Do you have a moment for gay rights?" "Oh, didn't think so. So sit there with your little clipboard and judge me. I kill for gay people. I make a difference. You don't do shit." I actually had a gay friend of mine get real mad at me because of a text message I sent him. And I looked at my phone and I realized it wasn't my fault, it was my phone's fault. Because I had that feature on there called Smart Type, where you type things and it guesses what you're typing. But sometimes it guesses wrong. Like you'll type in gay, it'll guess have. Text get misinterpreted, that's what happened to me. What I was trying to send my gay friend Greg was a text that said, "Hey Greg, don't think I can come to the bar, tired, gonna hit the hay." That's what I was trying to send. But what Smart Type decided to send was, "Hey Greg, don't think I can come to the bar, tired, gonna hit the hay, you faggot, fuck you." Whoa, 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 whoa. Smart Type, that ain't what I was trying to say. Why you getting all homophobic on me? Greg's gonna get pissed off about that text. Now, my whole take on, the gay rights issues, particularly gay marriage, is, let's be honest, if you're against gay marriage, you just don't like gay people, and you want to stick it to them. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do the same thing if I was presented with similar opportunities. Like, if there was a law up for debate where it's like, "Hey, man, do you think guys that wear tight t-shirts and get bottle service at nightclubs should be allowed to own property?" I'd be like, "No, fuck those guys." It violates the sanctity of owning property, and it says in the Bible they're douchebags. Whatever I need to say so you don't think this is coming from purely a place of hate. I was getting some sheets down at Bed Bath & Beyond. Man, they got so many sheets. I was looking around, and I saw this guy, and he didn't know what to buy, and he looked all confused, and he looks over at me and goes, "Man, this is why I need a girlfriend." And I was like, "Really? This is why you need a girlfriend?" So if you had a girlfriend, you wouldn't even be here. You'd be back at your house sitting on a lazy boy drinking a beer going, "Bitch, go get me some sheets. Yeah, I'm in a relationship now. I don't have to buy my own domestic goods. Pick up one of those bottles we can put sticks in and make the room smell like vanilla bean. I've been farting all day. It smells like shit in here." Now, all I know about sheets is the higher the thread count, the better the sheet, right? This lady's like, "Right, yeah, I got 700 back in my house. It's like sleeping in lotion." So I'm looking around trying to find some nice sheets. I see this brand called Hotel Luxury Linens, 600 thread count. And it sounds fancy too, right? You got a girl back at your place, she's like, "Oh my God. Did we just teleport to a 5-star hotel?" "Nah, baby, these are just Hotel Luxury Linens. By the way, the technology for teleportation doesn't exist yet. You must be kind of stupid." So I grab the sheets and I get them home, and I'm psyched to put them on my bed, right? And I feel them, and they feel a little rough to the touch. I get a little suspicious. I do a little Googling. I find an investigative report in Southern Living magazine where they investigated thread count claims, an issue that definitely needed delving into. And they had a little chart. They said, "Brand, advertised thread count, actual thread count." So it's like, "Brand, warm suitor, advertised 500, actual 497. Brand, soft sheets, advertised 600, actual 600. Brand, Hotel Luxury Linens, advertised 600, actual $2.96. Are you shitting me, man? Almost slept on that shit. $2.96 is sandpaper as far as I'm concerned. If that was a drug deal, I would have shot Hotel Luxury Linens in the face. Where the rest of my thread? You didn't think I was gonna count that shit, motherfucker? I was down at CVS and I had a rather odd assortment of items I needed to get. I had to get a liter of Jack Daniels, a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola, a box of condoms, and a 10-pack of blank CDR discs. And I thought it'd be awesome if every morning I went and bought those same 4 things for like 6 months. Just to develop this really weird reputation with the staff there, where they'd be like, hold on a second, man. This guy drinks a liter of Jack and Coke every day, has sex 12 times a day, and then burns 10 blank CDs? 10 blank CDs? 10 discs, that's like 7.5 gigs a day. What kind of data is he backing up? Wouldn't it make more sense just to get an external hard drive at this point? Is he burning music? Wouldn't it make more sense just to get an iPod? Maybe he's making mix CDs for all these girls that he's fucking. 2 of those girls ain't getting CDs though. Which 2 of those? Which 2 don't get the CDs? I gotta travel a lot when I'm doing stand-up, and I was on a flight one time and I had a little bit of a runny nose. And so I went like this. All of a sudden, the guy next to me goes, hey man, you gonna blow your nose or am I gonna have to listen to you have the sniffles for 6 fucking hours? And I was stunned for 2 reasons. 1, I couldn't believe he'd be so rude to a total stranger. And 2, I'd never heard the word sniffles and fucking in the same sentence together before. Clap if you use Craigslist. Hold on a second though, I'm not talking about like, oh hey, I'm looking for an apartment Craigslist. I'm talking about, give me a hand job, I'll give you my coffee table. Like that kind of Craigslist. That's Craigslist. I saw a post like that once where this guy was trying to sell concert tickets. And this is what he posted up there. He goes, willing to give up 2 tickets for the sold-out show tonight, must be female, age 20 to 25, and be willing to perform oral sex for a half hour in my car. Must remove shirt and bra. Your friend can be there for security. Now that guy's insane, and you can tell because he put that phrase in there, must remove shirt and bra, because that implies he's done this in the past, and the girl was like, hold on, you didn't say nothing about my shirt and bra coming off. He's like, damn, I gotta remember to put that in the ad next time. I wanna see some titties. And then he acts like he's throwing you a bone by putting that phrase in there. Your friend can be there for security. Really? Well, that's gonna be a tough favor to ask for. Hey, Denise. Yeah, it's me, Carol. Let me ask you something. You ever done any security work before? Well, it's nothing too crazy, but I'm gonna be blowing this guy for a half hour in his car, and I just need you to sit in the back seat and make sure he doesn't do anything sketchy. By the way, you mind holding my shirt and bra? Those will be off. Now, I went to that concert. I got tickets in advance, and I got there, and you know what I saw? They were selling extra tickets at the door. Selling extra tickets at the door! Could you imagine blowing a guy for a half hour for sold-out concert tickets and then finding out they're selling them at the door? That'd be like blowing a guy for a half hour for sold-out concert tickets and then finding out they're selling them at the door. There's no other way to complete that analogy because that's the shittiest thing that could ever happen to you. One thing that scares me about like Craigslist and stuff is like people go on there and they find random roommates. That's a terrifying proposition to me. Like the one time I had a random roommate, it did not go well. Like I would come in the room and it always smelled like tuna. And I'd be like, whoa, not my top 5 smells for the room to have. Why does it always smell like tuna? And it's because this guy liked to eat cans of Starkist tuna all the time. And you know when the juice is there at the bottom when you're finished? He'd shoot the juice back like a tequila shot. Yes, I agree, it's disgusting. If you'd approach me on the street like, hey Aziz, what's the most disgusting thing you can catch a new roommate doing? I'd be like, drinking the tuna juice at the bottom of a Starkist tuna can. He'd be like, man, that's a really specific answer. There's other things like he played the flute all the time. Nothing wrong with playing the flute, but he'd only play one song on the flute. Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On, the theme song to Titanic. If you'd approach me on the street like, hey, Aziz, what's the most annoying song a dude could play on the flute all the time? I'd be like, Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On, the theme song to Titanic. And you'd be like, God damn, you're really good at this game. But the craziest thing was towards the end of our time together, he was acting really weird. And I didn't know what's going on. So I asked a friend of his, I was like, hey man, what's up with this guy? And he goes, oh, he thinks he's possessed by Scar, the evil lion from the Lion King movies. Oh yes, that happens, sure. If you'd approach me on the street like, hey Zeus, what's the most random Disney villain a kid could think he's possessed by? I'd be like, Scar, the evil lion from the Lion King movies. And you'd be like, sorry, it's actually the hockey team from Iceland and the Mighty Ducks 2. Now, I have a small update on that joke. I was looking around on the internet one day, and I saw this blog had written about me. And I looked in the comments thread, and some guy had written, I live with this guy. He's a douchebag. It was that fucking guy. Oh, really? I'm a douchebag, huh? Well, you don't tell all these people about how you did tuna juice shots all day. Oh, you don't talk about that. You just say, I'm a douchebag. Well, if I'm a douchebag, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find out where that guy lives, right? And go outside his house, like outside his window, real late at night, right? And wait till it's like really late, and I'm just gonna go. And he'd be like, no, the demons, they're back, Scar, get away from me, leave me alone. What I should have done was just went on the comments thread under the username hyenas and wrote, watch out, motherfucker. I used to live in New York, and I love living there because you can walk around everywhere. And, you know, when I walk around, sometimes people recognize me from things they've seen me on TV or whatever, and they'd say, you know, stuff. And a lot of times I wouldn't hear what they said because I'd have headphones on. So I'd kind of just go, cool, man, glad you like the show. And I just keep walking. And this one guy said something to me one time, and I went, cool, man, glad you like the show. And then right when I walked past him, I realized, oh, man, that guy didn't say anything about the show. He went, hey, man, your fly's down. And I went, cool, man, glad you like the show. Glad you like seeing my dick pop out of my pants. Come back next week, you can see one of my balls. I went to a cool show in New York once called Walking with Dinosaurs. And it was this thing where they had these like animatronic dinosaurs that would like walk around. It was really cool. But I was the only person there really in my age group. It was mostly like little kids and their parents. And I was bored waiting for the show to start, so I just started talking to this little kid next to me. And it was pretty cool. He was like maybe like 8, 10 years old. But we had a lot in common though, you know? Like we both played Call of Duty 4 on the Xbox. We were both really had similar theories about what was really going on Lost. And he was just a cool kid. And eventually his dad was like, hey Brian, I gotta go make a couple of phone calls. You think you'd be all right here talking to your new friend? He's like, okay, Dad. And the dad leaves for like a really long time. And you know, I'm not a child molester at all. But if I was, I'd have been like, somebody's doing some molesting tonight. Let's do this shit, Brian. Your dad doesn't give a fuck about you. He left you alone with a grown man with a full beard and walking with dinosaurs. Clearly I'm out here scouting and you are my man. I'm just saying I could have fucked that kid. I'm originally from South Carolina, and thank you. And my brother sent me something that really reminded me of how crazy it is down there. It was a promo video for this thing called the Simple Man Cruise. And this is this cruise ship where they get all these southern rock bands like 38 Special, the Marshall Tucker Band, Leonard Skinner. And they throw them on a boat, all these rednecks get on board, they set out to sea, and it's scary as shit. Because I've never seen rednecks like this before. I lived in South Carolina for 18 years, never saw people like this. This one dude gets on the screen, he's like, Oh, hell, man, you can swing a dead cat around here. You bound to hit a good guitar player. What the hell does that mean? I don't know, but I like the way this guy talks. I want him to review everything for me in my life. Like, when I need an opinion, I'll go to him. I'll be like, hey, man, I see you're buying some CDs at that music store down on, like, Sunset. Is that a good place to buy music? Oh, hell, man, you can go in there, sling a pot of cream corn. Someone's bound to land on some great new and used CDs. You might get a little corn on your CDs, but that's easy to clean off, especially if you have a biscuit. Okay, man. I was thinking about buying a Prius. Is that a good car to get? Oh, man, here's what you need to do. Run down to the woods, find 2 dead possums, pick them up, turn them into puppets, be like, hey, man, I see my buying a Prius. Is that a good car to get? I don't know nothing about cars. I'm just a possum. To answer your question, yeah. Hey, man, I see I'm buying an LCD TV. Is it a good time to buy an LCD TV? Here's what you need to do, man. Go down to that electronics store in La Brea. Jerk off in 12 biscuits, sling them around. One of them's bound to hit a great LCD TV. You might catch a little hell for what you did to those biscuits, but you're gonna get a great deal. How many of you guys clap if you still haven't seen The Dark Knight yet? If you still haven't seen The Dark Knight, clap. What the fuck is wrong with you people? That movie's incredible! My favorite review of that movie is from my little cousin Harris, that's 14 years old and lives in Georgia. And I love Harris because he has really odd choices in entertainment. Like, his favorite TV shows are hour-long dramas on USA and TNT. Like, you know, I see billboards for shows like Burn Notice. You're like, who the heck watches Burn Notice? Harris watches Burn Notice. He loves it. Harris told me his senior quote's gonna be, TNT knows drama. You call up Harris, and your thing's like, hey, Harris, what's going on? I'm pissed off, man. My dad just erased all my shows from the DVR. Guess I won't find out what happened on Las Vegas this week. Who DVRs Las Vegas? Josh Duhamel doesn't DVR Las Vegas. And you don't get that joke because Josh Duhamel's a star of Las Vegas, and nobody watches Las Vegas. So I asked Harris, I'm like, hey, Harris, you like The Dark Knight? Yeah. Is it better than Burn Notice? Yeah. Is it better than Las Vegas? Yeah. Is it better than eating at Cinnabon? No. And I knew that would get him, because he's a little chubby guy, and he loves shoving Cinnabons into his little chubby face. And I love that about him. I love that he's chubby, because there's not a lot of chubby little Indian kids. Most of them are small and skinny like me, but every now and then you see a chubby one, and it's awesome. It's kind of like seeing a shooting star, only it's fat, brown, and on the ground. I found Harris to be most entertaining to me when he's really angry at me, and I found the quickest way to get him angry is to fuck with him on Facebook. He does not like it. He's got his little updates meticulously planned, like, Harris just became a big fan of Will Smith, and I'll write up there, fuck Will Smith. And he'll be like, why did you do that? And so one time I noticed he was posting a lot on a study group for his world history class. And I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll join the study group. I'll write all this dumb shit on there. Harris will get really pissed, and it'll be awesome. And that's exactly how that shit went down. As soon as I started posting, I started getting all these like angry IMs from Harris. He's like, hey man, you need to get off the boards. And I was like, why? He's like, the admins are getting on my case. And he posts this conversation he had with the admin where the admin's like, hey Harris, who's Aziz? He's like, my cousin. Why do you ask? He goes, he's posting on AP World Wall. Do you know what period he has AP World? And Harris writes in all caps, no! You gotta boot him now! With like 30 O's, 30 W's, and 50 exclamation points. And other people are starting to get suspicious of my presence on the board as well. Maybe because I'm supposed to be in the 9th grade and I have a full beard. But I'm trying to act like I belong, right? That I'm in the class and I know what's up. So there was like a controversy about this one quiz question. I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll go independently do some research, and I'll post my findings on the board. They'll think I'm smart and that I belong in the class. So the next post I wrote was, guys, I've been doing some research. I think the views on salvation in Buddhism and Christianity are far from similar. In Buddhism, salvation is something one can only achieve through the Noble Eightfold Path, whereas in Christianity, salvation is given to all those who accept Jesus Christ as their Savior. Quote, for whomsoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Romans 10:13. I hate to say it, guys, but our teacher, Mr. Edelstein, is right. Bam! And then I waited like 2 minutes, and then I wrote this. Guys! guys, I just got an email from Mr. Edelstein. He read what I wrote here and gave me an extra point on the quiz. He said I showed initiative and critical thinking skills. What a cool guy. And then this kid replied, what? And then at this point, Harris got fucking furious. He's like, I don't know if you should have wrote that last wall post, Aziz. And I was like, why? He goes, what if people go in tomorrow and say, hey, Edelstein, I heard you gave Aziz an extra point on the quiz. Can I get an extra point back too? Because I'll put the same thing he did. And he'll be like, I don't teach you, Aziz. That person doesn't exist. I was like, fuck you, Harris. I do exist. And then he starts attacking me publicly on the boards. He writes in all caps, Aziz, get out of this group! With like a bunch of exclamation points and then emoticons are like, ah, rah, 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 rah. And I was like, what's that supposed to be, Harris? You eating Cinnabon all day? And then I start mounting my offensive. I start poking him like crazy. I start sending him vampire requests, whatever the fuck that is. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. And then he writes up there, he goes, hey everyone, if I were you, I wouldn't go to Edelstein and ask for points back on that question. I'm positive you won't get the points back. And I write, no guys, I just talked to Edelstein again. You'll definitely get the points back. Just mention my name and the fact that I exist. Fuck you, Harris. And then this kid writes, you're not even in this class. You're the guy from that TV show. And some other kid writes, what TV show are you on? And I write, Gossip Girl. And then I got kicked the fuck out. I do this TV show right now, and you know, when you promote a TV show you're on, you gotta do a lot of interviews and stuff. And I was doing an interview once, and this guy goes, you must be pretty psyched by all this Slumdog Millionaire stuff. And I was like, yeah, I am. I have no idea why, though. I had nothing to do with that movie. It's just some people that kind of look like me are in this movie that everyone loves and winning Oscars and stuff. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Are white people just psyched all the time? It's like, Back to the Future, that's us. Godfather, that's us. Godfather Part 2, that's us. Departed, that's us. Sunset Boulevard, that's us. Citizen Kane, that's us. Jaws, that's us. Every fucking movie but Slumdog Millionaire and Boys in the Hood is us. We are white people, suck our dicks. I did this show on MTV once, and MTV's great. They let us do this show and let us make it awesome however we wanted, and creatively they were so awesome, and it was so cool. However, I gotta say, some of the shows on the network, not really my cup of tea. Mainly because I don't like huge pieces of shit in my tea. I was watching this dating show on there called Next. Man, if anyone here has ever been a contestant on Next, do me a favor and go away and die. Because you're a horrible person, and I don't want comedy bringing any kind of satisfaction into your miserable existence. First guy that comes out, right? He's a guy going out on the dates. And he comes up there and he says this. He goes, yo, this girl better be pretty, because if she's a pain in the ass, I'm going to need something cute to look at. And I was stunned that he could say that. That's so offensive. And at the same time, on my show, they didn't want us to say that a character was raped by a dinosaur. Raped by a dinosaur! Because that's too offensive. Oh, I guess they didn't want all these angry letters from paleontologists who were like, hey man, there's nothing in the fossil records to suggest that kind of behavior. So why don't you chill with your accusations? And then after you meet this dude, then you meet the girls he's going out on the dates with. And they come up there and they say things like, if he has a neck tattoo, I'm gonna lick it. It's like, whoa, how slutty can you be in 5 seconds? And then after they say that, they freeze. And like 3 facts about him pop up on the left side. And the first 2 facts are always really normal. But the third fact always comes way out of left field. It's always like, Monica's 22, she's a hairdresser in Hollywood, and she hates purple gift wrap. Like, how does that define her as a person? And the whole show just bummed me out, man, because the things they try to keep off TV are just like really explicit sex or violence, and no one cares about their kids seeing attitudes like that on TV, and that's way worse to me. Like, I'd much rather have a daughter that grew up and shot me in the leg and burned my house down, than some really slutty girl that hates the sound of people eating bananas. My favorite third fact I ever saw on Next, though, was this one guy named Clarence. His third fact was that he hates the phrase river view. You didn't mishear me. When the words river and view start coming together, Clarence is like, hold up, don't do that! And I was like, what would make a man hate the phrase river view? And I could only think of one scenario, and it's terrible, but I had to share it with you. So one day, this guy Clarence is coming home, right? And he's walking down a dark alley, and it's jumped by this motorcycle gang. And they just start raping him, right? And all he can see is a sign that says river view. And these guys is like, say it, Clarence, say it! He's like, Riverview, 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 Riverview. So yeah, if you were raped by the Riverview rape gang, sure, hate the phrase Riverview. Otherwise, just stop looking at property in that area. I think you noticed something really weird about me when I do that bit, and that is that I'm a very lazy rapist. I just bend my knees a little bit, very low impacts. Anybody that was worried about getting raped by me after the show is like, man, it's not gonna be that bad. I got raped by Aziz after the show last night. That was pretty refreshing. I met this guy when I was back home last time who was a doctor, and he moved from some country in Asia to Alabama. And I was like, man, out of all the states in the country, why would you choose Alabama? And he goes, oh, well, I don't have my green card yet, so if I work in a place that's underserved, like Alabama, they'll give me a waiver. I was like, whoa, that's kind of a weird deal. The government's like, oh yeah, you can come to the United States. Come on, yeah, you, come on. But you gotta go to Alabama. It's kind of like a girl going, yeah, you can see me naked, but you can only look at my left elbow. And my left elbow's racist. I like living in LA. One thing I don't like about living here is driving. I always get bored when I'm driving. And when I get bored, I go on the internet on my BlackBerry. So I'm gonna die! And whenever they go through the records, they'll find my phone and be like, whoa, that's what he looked up right before he died? And it'll be so sad. It'll be like, comedian Aziz Ansari was killed in a car accident today. He was struck by another vehicle while using IMDb to see if Val Kilmer was indeed in the film Willow. Representatives from Mr. Kilmer confirm he was indeed in the film and hopes this will prevent future tragedies of this nature. This is the third Willow-related death this year. Comedian Aziz Ansari was killed in a car accident today. He was struck by another vehicle while checking showtimes for Up on Fandango. He just purchased a single ticket for a 4 o'clock show at a $2 theater in order to live out the saddest afternoon of all time. Comedy bad boy Aziz Ansari, aka comedy heartthrob Aziz Ansari, was killed in an awful automobile accident today. He was struck by another vehicle while Googling his own name. I do that, man. It's hard not to. Everyone I know, they Google their name, see what people write, and it's so funny to read it because people always think like, oh man, there's no way he'd have time to ever read this. Yeah, I do. I don't do anything. I take naps all day. And I read this one time, this girl had written about how she had a celebrity crush on me. And it's funny because you never thought in a million years that I'd read that. You know, never in a million years would I read that. But I did. So one day I'm just gonna email her and be like, hey, it's me, Aziz. I heard you have a celebrity crush on me. I'm a lot lonelier than you think I am. Where's your house? I will come there now. I love performing at music festivals. That's always fun. I did this festival called Bonnaroo, and it's really cool because they have indie rock stuff and hippie stuff coming together. They had this weird hippie thing there called the Sonic Forest, and that was basically they had these poles set up, and you'd slap the sides of the poles, and all these bells and whistles and lights would go off, and they had 30 of them in one little area, and I was like, that's the Sonic Forest. I was like, man, how dumb are those hippies to be entertained by something so stupid? And then the last day I was there, I ate mushrooms. And then I was like, Sonic Forest, I totally get you now. And I slapped the shit out of those poles for 4 hours because the Sonic Forest is the greatest idea ever. I did a festival in Telluride, Colorado once. It's a ski town. Not a lot of minorities there. And I was talking to this dude, and he was like, yo, man, before you go, I gotta ask you one thing. Where are you from? And I went, well, I'm from South Carolina, but my parents are from India. And he went, what? But you talk exactly like I do. And I was like, well, I mean, here's the thing, man. There's a lot of people that come here from other countries, and, you know, they have children here, they grow up in the society, and sometimes they don't have accents. They're called immigrants. And then I showed him a video of an Asian kid rapping, and his head exploded. I went to a place recently I think is one of the most fucked up places I've ever been to. I'm convinced this place is the epitome of American excess, of American greed. I'm talking about a place called Cold Stone Creamery. Whoa. If you have not been there, the basic gist of Cold Stone is that they take ice cream and then they just go ape shit with it. There's like slamming brownies and gummy bears and just hammering it in there. Whatever fat people want in there. Snickers bar, cheeseburger. Let me fuck a Butterfinger into it for you. Just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Jesus. This is way too intense for me. Is that guy's dick a Butterfinger? What just happened? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think I'll just have a small cup of vanilla if that's okay. This is just too intense for me. Lady behind the counter's like, no, no, no. You should try one of our creations, like birthday cake remix, where we take cake batter ice cream, yellow cake, fudge chunks, sprinkles. It's like, you know, that just sounds too intense for me. I'll just have a small cup of vanilla. She goes, quit being a bitch. Whoa. And then I couldn't even get a small because their sizes are actually like it, love it, and gotta have it. What kind of crackhead terminology is that? Hey, what size you want, man? I don't know, man. I just gotta have it. Put some ice cream in a cup. I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking. And, you know, I feel bad for people that had to work there, man. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna drop a couple of dollars in the tip jar on my way out. Whoa, that's when all hell broke loose. Because apparently, whenever they get even $1 in the tip jar, all 5 employees are required to bump out into a song and dance number where they take current popular music and shove Cold Stone lingo into it as if there's some retarded second cousin to Weird Al that's obsessed with ice cream. And it's ridiculous. 5 people are singing and dancing for $1. That's 20 cents a person. If you saw a homeless dude outside of Cold Stone, you're like, hey man, I'll give you 20 cents to sing some songs about Cold Stone. He go, hey man, go fuck yourself. That's degrading. One thing that's cool about doing those music festivals is, you know, you get to meet musicians and stuff, like you're a fan of, and, you know, that's always cool for me. Like, I met MIA once, and I was like, man, I gotta say something cool to MIA. She's so cool. I was like, this is what I'll do. I'll say something in Tamil, this obscure Southeast Asian language that we both happen to speak. Here's the thing, I don't speak Tamil that well. Like, I would never say something like this, but if I want to say, you have beautiful breasts, I couldn't say that. What I have to say is, Wanaka Inga Ramanarakade, which translates to, for you, right here, it's awesome. Which is a terrible line. One time in LA, Kanye West came to one of my shows, and I was so psyched. I'm such a huge Kanye West fan, and everything he did to me was so funny. Like, he was in the bathroom for like a really long time, and then he came out and goes, yo, just so you know, I was on an important phone call. I wasn't taking a shit. But when he was leaving, he was like, yo, man, we should hang out sometime. That'd be cool, right? And I was like, yeah, that'd be crazy. I'm such a huge fan. It'd be awesome. So this is the story of the first time I hung out with Kanye West. So he texts me, he's like, yo, we're at this club, come down. So I grab my friend Jason, who's another guy that does not look like he belonged in a hip-hop nightclub, and we head over there, right? And we get there, we get in the club, and they're like, yo, we're at capacity. I was like, well, Kanye West told me to come down. And he was like, somebody's gonna have to come and get you. And so I texted Kanye, I was like, hey man, like, they're at capacity. They said someone needs to get me. And then before I could even hit send, I get a text from him, on my way. And he comes out, he's like, and we go in, it was really cool of him to come get us, and we go inside, and like he's sitting there at a table with like Jay-Z and all these models and stuff, and like we just did not belong there. Like if you had a photo of that table, you'd be like, who photoshopped those 2 dudes in there? That was a really good job. And You know, Jay-Z's there drinking vodka he makes. Like, how baller is that? Jay-Z signed the tab, money went back into his own pocket. He was like, you crazy for this one, Jay. Ho! And so Kanye eventually goes, yo, man, we're heading back to the crib. You want to come down? I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. It'd be crazy to see your house. And so we go down there, me and Jason, and we get there pretty early, and there's no one really there. And I walk in, and I hear 808s and Heartbreak playing, which is his album. And I walk up, and I see him sitting on the couch. He's like, shh. I was like, yo, man, are you listening to your own album in your own house, bopping your own head? And he goes, yeah, these beats are dope. And I go, that'd be like if I had a stand-up album, you came over to my house and I was listening to it going, ha 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 ha, these jokes are dope. And we're sitting there hanging out at his house, and like, everything that Kanye said to me made me laugh so hard. Like, at one point we were like sitting there talking about music, like talking about TV on the radio or something, and like he just like cut me off. He's like, yo man, hold on a second. And he said the greatest thing I will ever hear in my life. He goes, hold on a second. I'm gonna go over there and look in the telescope with this girl with the big titties. And then later on, you know, he was talking about coming to my show, and he's like, man, I had a good time at your show. And I was like, oh, thank you for coming, you know. And he's like, yo, man, you know what you need to do tonight? You need to do some of your jokes. And I was like, oh, man, you know what I need to do tonight? Not do that. But he kept bringing it up. He's like, come on, man, please. It'd be really cool if you did some jokes, man. It'd be really cool. And eventually I had a couple more drinks. I was like, fuck it, I'll do some jokes. And next thing you know, like, my friend Jason's in the living room, like, this next comedian coming to the stage. And like, I come up to the living room, and like, he's got like 30 people arranged in his living room, and I'm like telling my jokes, and this is a nightmare situation for a comedian. But everyone was very quiet and nice. They listened, they laughed, and it was great. But my favorite part was every now and then someone would be in the kitchen, like making a drink or something like that, and they make a little noise, and then Kanye would jump up and be like, yo, shut the fuck up! Homie's over here trying to tell some jokes! Which is the best thing anyone's ever yelled at a comedy show. My cousin Darwish, who is Harris's older brother, actually got into a little bit of a tiff with Kanye. And, you know, Darwish is like 18 years old, so he just started listening to music. And he would always IM me about new bands he'd heard of or whatever. And one time he was like, Aziz, have you ever heard of Kanye West? That song Amazing? It's amazing. And he's like, are there any other good rappers I should listen to? I was like, oh, you ever listen to any Wu-Tang Clan? He's like, no, but I've heard of him. He raps a lot about karate, right? And I was like, not exactly. And so I copied that conversation and emailed it to Kanye. And he responded back right away. He goes, wow, new fans, yay, more people that don't hate me. That's how his emails sound to me. And then a little bit later, I get another IM for Darwish. He's like, Aziz, that Kanye song, Flashing Lights, that's a ripoff of a Neo track. Kanye stole that beat. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. What's Kanye's email? I was like, you're really gonna email him? And he goes, I don't know. It's pretty messed up. And I was like, I'll email him for you. And so I sent that conversation to him. I was like, oh shit, Darwish is accusing you of jacking beats, homie. And then he responds back right away. He goes, no, that song came out afterwards. And I showed that to Darwish, and you know, Darwish apologized, and you know, I just pasted all his conversations on my website. And then the next day, I went on Kanye's blog, and I saw this. That's my cousin Darwish. Kanye West versus Darwish. So I called up Darwish, and I'm like, hey, Darwish, have you been on Kanye's website before? He's like, no, he's got a website? Keep in mind, Darwish is like the hugest Kanye West fan right now. And I was like, have you been on his website? He's like, no. I was like, go on there right now. And he goes on there, and he goes, what? I gotta go change my Facebook status, click. Maybe my favorite musician that I've ever met was R. Kelly, I think. And in case you're not familiar, R. Kelly is a brilliant R&B singer / crazy person. Like, they did an interview with him on BET, right? And the guy doing the interview was probably a guy like me, you know? Huge fan of R. Kelly and his music and hopes he really is innocent of those terrible things he's accused of. So, first question, the guy goes, now, Robert, are you attracted to teenage girls? And R. Kelly, you know, if you're R. Kelly, that's easy, right? All you gotta do is be like, no, not at all, no! That's all you gotta do, right? That's all you gotta do. That is not what R. Kelly does. R. Kelly goes, define teenage. Literally the worst answer. The only worst answer would have been he went, huh, yeah. So that's the person we're dealing with. So I go to his concert with my friend Jason. We get there, show's sold out. People are psyched for R. Kelly. Jason looks over at me and goes, hey, Aziz, me and you are the only two white people at this concert. And I was like, first of all, Jason, I'm not white. Second of all, you're the only white guy at this concert. We might kill you, Jason. So the concert starts, and it's incredible. R. Kelly is the best showman. Like, he has his part in the show where he has sex with an invisible woman. You can see the sound effects. So it's like taking off her blouse. And then when he does the a spotlight shoots out of his cock and then goes over the whole audience like he's coming on the whole crowd. And then a spotlight hits a screen and the screen explodes. And I was like, whoa, you are not gonna see shit like that at a Modest Mouse concert. Wow. And then, like, there's all this other weird stuff. Like, at one point, he leaves the stage, right? And they cut to a video of him playing basketball with his friends. Lasts about 4 minutes, comes back on stage, goes to the next song, doesn't address why I showed that video. You can't do shit like that. I can't leave the stage, show you some video of me playing foosball with my buddies, and then come back and be like, man, iPhones are crazy. You'd be like, yo, man, what's up with that video you showed? You gotta explain that shit. That was weird. Then, you know, we go backstage and meet him at the end of the show. He's very nice. He's like, hey, you guys should come to this after party we're doing. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so we go to this nightclub. And once again, Jason and I are the only two white people there. And when people know R. Kelly's at a nightclub, they lose their shit. And then he took the stage, and people went nuts. And he started doing that song that's like, I'm in love with a stripper. And he's doing the song, and at one point, this woman just jumps on stage and starts giving him a lap dance. She finishes the lap dance, and R. Kelly goes, who can top that shit? 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 Second woman comes on stage, gives him an even crazier lap dance. And R. Kelly goes, who can top that shit? Who can top that shit? Who can top that shit? Third woman comes on stage with humongous breasts, whips him out, slaps the first 3 rows, grabs R. Kelly's head and just goes, ah! And then R. Kelly pops out his head and goes, whoa, ain't nobody gonna top that shit. I'm out. And he leaves. And I was like, whoa, what a performance. But my absolute favorite part of the R. Kelly show was like 20 minutes in, he stops everything and he starts talking to the crowd. And what's great about that is that R. Kelly does not talk like you and I talk. He talks like R. Kelly talks. So he goes like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know the name of this building, but the people that run this building, they said Robert. They said Robert. They said Robert. You've been only doing your show for 20 minutes and it's already getting too freaky tonight. They said Robert. They said motherfucking Robert. There will be no touching of yourself in this area tonight. Do you want to know what I told them? I said, LA, do you want to know what I told them? I said, LA, do you want to know what I said to these people when they said that to me? Do you want to know what I told them? I said, I'm a grown ass man, and I can do whatever the fuck I want tonight. LA, can I do my show? And everyone's like, fuck yeah, I don't know what this is. And that was the greatest concert I've ever seen. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This next bit I wanted to do, it's something a little different. I played a character in this movie, Funny People, named Randy, who is a stand-up comedian. And when I did the movie, I wrote like some jokes for Randy, and I enjoyed doing them, and so I thought it'd be fun to do a little bit of Randy in the special. So we're gonna do a little bit where it's basically like, what would Randy do if he had a special? So give me a second, I'll be right back.
Y'all are about to be amazed in ways you've never been amazed before. If you got a second set of skin, y'all better break it out, cause we finna burn it off, y'all. Y'all ain't seen shit like this since you turned around, saw your mama's vagina, and watched yourself getting born. Let's get it started! Yeah! Prepare to be amazed! It's coming down! Put your hands together, make noise! Smack a bitch in the face if you can, cause here comes my man, Randy! He's putting money on your fools. I hope you got bank accounts, cause he's spreading out large amounts. They call him Randy. Straight Randy, y'all.
What's up? My name is Randy with 8 A's. If y'all are ready to laugh your dicks off, let me hear you say yeah. I said, if y'all are ready to laugh your dicks off, let me hear you say yeah. All right, then it's Randy time. Let's do this shit. First joke. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
What's up, Randy?
It's time for another one of Randy's crazy fuck stories, aka a fuck tale. If y'all want to hear a fuck tale, let me go fuck tales. Ooh, ooh. Since you asked so nicely, I'll tell you one. I was hooking up with this girl recently in a fucking hot tub. And we're sitting there doing our thing, and it's going great. And eventually she's like, Randy, 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 will you go down on me? And I was like, yes, I can definitely do that. But here's the thing, y'all. We're in a hot tub. So I had to do that shit underwater. So I hold my breath and I go down there. I'm just swimming around, looking for the pussy, 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 looking for the pussy. Bam! I find it. I start doing my thing. It's going great. But eventually I'm like, damn, I can't hold my breath that much longer. I gotta come up for air. But this girl holds my head down under the water. That ain't cool, ladies. This guy knows what I'm talking about. This guy definitely knows what I'm talking about. But I came up for air and things are fine. But I kind of wish I would have drowned. Because that would have been the most baller death of all time. It'd be like, hey, Randy's parents, there's been a terrible cunnilingus accident. Yeah, Randy was eating pussy underwater. I know, it's awesome, but he's dead. I had this awesome headstone and be like, here lies Randy, he died while eating pussy. And then I have my handprint right there, and you walk by, the handprint will give you a high five. Ba-bam! 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 Fellas, you ever been in this situation? You got a girl back at your place, and she's down. You're all excited. You're like, I'm gonna get my fuck on. I'm gonna get my fuck on. I'm gonna get my fuck on tonight. Hi. Yes, I'm gonna get my fuck on. I'm gonna get my fuck on. I'm gonna get my fuck on tonight. Hi. Yes, I'm gonna get my fuck on. I'm gonna get my fuck on. I'm gonna get my fuck on tonight. Hi. And she's like, Randy, stop dancing. And you do. You stop dancing, then you head to the bedroom and you're about to set it off. And what happens every time you get to this moment, fellas? What happens every time you get to this moment? you gotta take a huge shit. So you run in the bathroom and start playing the game that Randy likes to call Make a Lot of Noise So It Don't Sound Like You Taking a Shit. You cutting on the sink in the shower. She's like, Randy, what's going on in there? Nothing, I'm just brushing my teeth and taking a shower at the same time. But that's not enough noise either. So you gotta run in the kitchen. Next thing you know, you blending carrots and celeries and tomatoes. She's like, Randy, what are you doing in there? Bitch, I'm making you a smoothie. And you go back to the bedroom. And what does she say? What does she always say? Randy, 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 I gotta go pee. No! You gonna smell my shit! I was thinking about this the other day. You know what must be crazy? Getting your dick sucked in an igloo. How you supposed to stay hard when it's so cold? It'd be like Eskimo Randy, Eskimo Randy, Eskimo version of Randy. Can I give you a blowjob? I'd be like, no, give me a blanket, my dick's cold.
Nigga, knock that shit off. It's too cold.
Fellas, do you know how to get your girl to do the crazy shit? I mean, the crazy shit? It's simple. You can't ask her in your normal voice. If I got a girl back in my place, I'm like, hey, let's have sex in my kitchen. She'd be like, no, Randy, no. But if I ask her in my smooth, sexy R&B voice, if I'm like, girl, I'm saying, girl, I wanna fuck you in my kitchen tonight, by my fridge, by my oven, by my Foreman grill. She'll be like, damn, Randy, let's do that shit now. Next thing you know, you fucking and making chicken.
That's right, Randy fucking and making chicken since '86, bitches.
You guys like impressions? All right, this is my impression of me, Randy, getting a blowjob at an IKEA. Excuse me, can you tell me where the lighting and home furniture? Whoa!
They call that shit a oopsk.
This is my impression of me, Randy, getting a blowjob at a Whole Foods. Excuse me, are those the organic strawberries or are those... Whoa!
She gave you a fair trade blowjob.
Yeah. You guys now, anybody shout out a suggestion, I'll do my impression of me, Randy, getting my dick sucked there. Go. Six Flags, here we go. Excuse me, can you tell me where I can find the thing where where you roll the, what is it called? Skee ball!
You must be this tall to ride Randy's dick. Randy.
Keep him coming, keep him coming. What else? What else? Funeral? Oh, you trying to stump Randy, huh? You don't think Randy gets his dick sucked at funerals? You about to get dealt with. This is my impression of me, Randy, getting my dick sucked at a fucking funeral. Hey, I just wanted to say that, this is really hard for me to say this, but I just wanted to say that I'm really sorry for your loss! Thank you guys so much! My name's Randy, y'all! Good night!